Please let's continue now. Sorry about that. Okay, so today we are going to look at top-down analysis of the market. What do we mean by top-down analysis? What we mean simply by top-down analysis of the market is looking at the market from different angles. Okay, we have to look at the market from different angles. What do I mean by this? You cannot just analyze the market based on one time frame. So for instance, let's say you say, oh, me, I'm a 1 hour time frame trader. So you just use 1 hour to do your analysis and then you start trading. No, it is not done like that. Okay, to be able to get a clearer picture of the market, to be able to understand what is going on in the market, to know what is happening in the market, you need to analyze the market from different time frame, and then you use a particular time frame for your entry. So you have time frames that are used for your analysis to understand the direction of the market. Then after that, you have a time frame that you use for your entry after looking at the other time frames that you used in order to get your analysis done. All right. Most of the time, there are people who use daily H4, H1, and then they use either 30 minutes or 15 minutes as their entry. Well, that is nice because they are kind of like day traders, so they want to look at the market from the daily time frame. But to the best way to look at the whole market to understand the greater picture of the market is to look at it from the monthly time frame. Then you come to the weekly time frame, and then you look at it at the daily time frame. When you are done with these three major time frame and you know what they are telling you at each level, then you now move to your H4. If you are using MT5, you can even go to 12 hours. You can analyze based on 12-hour time frame, 8-hour time frame, 6-hour time frame, and then you come to 4-hour, 3-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, depending on the platform you are using. So what will happen is if you are using MT4, you first look at what the monthly time frame, the weekly time frame, and then the daily time frame. What happens is when you look at these various time frames, they give you a particular ideology about the market. They tell you what is happening in the market at a particular time or within a particular time frame. Now, whatsoever is happening on the higher time frame affects the movement or the behavior of the market on the lower time frame as well. So you realize that you may analyze a market on a particular time frame and see that okay, this is the direction of the market. You are ready to go into the market and to trade in the market. But then at the end of the day, you realize, why did I lose this trade? Why I got a direction? Yes, you got the analysis right. You weren't wrong. This is a market where we have no control over the market. But then you can minimize the losses. Okay, you can minimize the losses when you try and do a lot of multi-time frame analysis, or you try to look at the market from different perspectives. What this means to a trader is when you look at the market on a different perspective or different time frames, you end up making the right decision with the right entry. Okay, now if at the end of the day market is telling you that price is near, let's say, monthly resistance or monthly support, weekly is also telling you the same thing, daily is also telling you the same thing, then you should know that okay, where price is, the best thing I should be looking at this area should be sell positions. I must not counter the trend. Okay, a lot of us do counter trade the trend most of the time, but you need some peculiar skills to be able to be successful when it comes to counter trading the trend. And one thing you have to understand is our trend lines are very important in analysis. Yes, you cannot base your entry or your whole ideology of analysis on trend line and support and resistance only. You must consider other factors like the double bottom pattern, the head and shoulders, the rising wedge, the falling wedge, the bullish rectangle, the and so on and so forth, like the candlestick patterns, the engulfing, the piercing, the harami, and all those guys, the round bottom, the cap and handle. You have to understand that you have is it that's why we call it the top-down analysis. You have to consider all these things before you make your final decision in the market. Please, are we following? If you are following me, let me know. If you are getting what I'm saying, please respond and then I'll continue.
We are following.
All right, great. All right. So I hope the explanation up to now should give us the ideology of what we are coming to look at now, because you clearly understand the objectives of what you are doing in the market. It makes your work very simple. You know when to enter or go into the market and when to come out of the market. Okay. All right. So very soon we'll go into the chart and then we look at examples of what I'm trying to say when it comes to multi-time frame analysis or top-down analysis. Okay. Now, somebody asked me a question last time. Yeah, that was off session, and the person was like, "How do I know that this support level or resistance level on a particular time frame is going to hold?" And I was like, "You don't know, okay? You just have to say it's going to hold, but then you can minimize, or let me say you can enhance your odds of confirming that this level would hold." How? That is when you are able to locate the daily, the weekly, and the monthly time frame. Let me tell you some secret. Most of the time, because some time passed, I realized the market was not playing according to my strategy and my entry. I was like, I came back, I sit down. I'm the type that when I lose a trade, hi, that whole day, I won't find it easy. I will come back to the screen. I will be with the screen till I understand why I lost that trade. Upon all my analysis and talk down, why did the trade go against me? So when I'm able to identify it, then I say, okay, now I'm satisfied. I put it down in my notes that, okay, this is something I have to look at next time when I'm dealing with the analysis, or when I'm in the market analyzing the pairs. Why do we do this? Because you are able to back test to know that I went wrong here, then it means that next time when you are analyzing, you will be looking out for that mistake. So the next time that you lose a trade, it shouldn't be the old mistake that you repeated. It should be a new one that you learn from. Okay, so that is it. That is one thing we need to know. So now let's go to our chart now. And please, those who just joined, this Echo Mindset, you can follow us on our various social media platform. You can also email us. I've placed all our details on the in the chat box, so you can go to the chat box and you get all details that you need about us on the chat box. Chat box. We have our Telegram page, the link there, our Instagram, our Facebook, our email address, and our website address. Our YouTube is Echo Mindsets. Okay, that is where you watch the videos. This session is recorded and it will be on our channel. You can watch after here. If you don't understand something, you can watch and you can email us. A lot of you have been emailing me, and I've responded to all those emails. And I hope your questions have been answered. Those of you following us on Instagram, Facebook, and co. Thank you for following us, and also we we'll be bringing you more content very soon. Those who have been reading our post on our website and have been commenting, well done. We are preparing more things for you. I don't talk that much, but I have a lot in place for every member of Echo Mindset platform. All right, now let's go into the chart. So this gold, this gold. One thing is, recently I give few signals because the currency market is kind of is falling. Let me put it that way. It's falling. Sometimes it takes you out before even going in your direction. And when I'm giving signal, I have to give SL. That is the thing. Personally, when I'm trading, I use what we call money management. So I don't personally use SLs. But a trade that I'm giving on the platform, I have account that I use to take the trades that I give on the platform. And that account, because I have to give SL, so I have a separate account funded for that purpose. So that when stop loss is hit, I know stop loss is hit. But then on my other account, I don't use stop loss. Because the amount I have and then the lot size I have, if news come whatsoever and it goes against, it will never blow my account. I use proper money management. It never blows my account because you can ask Mr. Chris, Captain Chris, he will tell you that when it comes to money management, the type that I don't joke with it. So I can leave my trade without SL. It can run for so many days or weeks. It will come back to profit. When I know truly that at last this one is going against me, I know how to reduce my loss and counter that particular trade and make my profit back, my loss back. So it's very important. So sometimes when you hit SL, don't be worried because it's not my style. I don't trade with SL. So sometimes I am considering people who have small accounts. So I try to put the risk at the very minimal distance. So sometimes it takes you guys out before even going back to. If you watch my trades, even if they hit SL, you go back and watch them. They always go back to the direction. So I'm sorry for the few losses. I think last week and some part of this week. This is the reason. This is the reason. But those of you that have very good capital and you can do risk management, that's if you can do risk management, you can hold. You can just enter your TP and hold. So it's against the rule of Forex. But this is another side of the this I can give you. This is how I do my trading, and I've never lost money. It is great that causes people to blow their account. So if you can uh, hold grid, then I think you can trade without SL and you still survive the market, to be honest. And these days, please, those of you who like trading stocks, I think there are days that I'll be posting some stock signals like BMW, Barclays, US 30. I've been posting that one already. You may see, there are days you may see signals on this stock market like Alibaba and Co. So if you start seeing those signals, don't be surprised. Have been trying these things on the stock market for some days now. Almost, I think, almost 2 weeks now, and the results are coming out good. So very soon you start seeing some of those. All right, please. This is my monthly chart. So just as I said earlier, first I analyze from the monthly time frame. Okay, I want to see what is happening in the monthly. Where are we in the monthly? So currently, this is the current price. Let me put a horizontal line here. This is where the current price is. So for me to locate my resistance, I will look up and left. Okay, I'll look up and left to see which resistances are available. Where are we in the market? And as you can see, currently price is exactly where we have prices exactly on what? A resistance level. Price is exactly on what? A resistance or level. All this level here is a resistance level. Okay, I'm coming. Please let me add the rectangular extender to the chart. All right, so we are currently at a resistance level. So as you can see, price is now between 1828.40 and 1747.63. So right now, you ask ourselves, okay, we have located the monthly resistance. Where is our nearest support on the monthly level? So we have to look at our nearest support on the monthly level. So take your this thing, and this is our nearest support on the monthly level. Our nearest is between 1577 and 1527. All right. Now we have to go down onto the weekly time frame and see what is happening on the week. How is this network? All right. So these are weekly time frame. So as you can see, the monthly resistance level are the ones showing in the support level is showing in the light blue, and then the resistance level is showing the orange color. All right. Now let's see. This is week. Let me minimize this chart. This is the weekly chart. So you ask yourself, where is my weekly resistance? This is where price is. Where is my weekly resistance? And you can see price is in the weekly resistance as well. So what do we do? It is confirming two things to us. On the monthly, price is at resistance. On the weekly, price is at resistance. So now let's look at the nearest support level in terms of the week. Let's look at the nearest support level in terms of the week. So also here we can see a support level over here, a resistance 10 support level over here. You can see a resistance 10 support level here. And that is the closest to what? To current price. That is the closest to what? To current price, and it's around what? 1659. Now we have looked at weekly. Let's look at what? The daily time frame and see what is happening. So we go to daily time frame. Oh, come on, network. All right. So on the daily time frame, as you can see that you can see with the this I'm using, you can see the uh, monthly level and the weekly levels all showing on the chart. Now, what do we have here for the daily? You can see that price currently is at what? Let's scroll back. Okay, so on daily, the nearest resistance level is where price is right now. Price is at what? Is at the resistance level on the daily time frame as well. So this is giving us a very good or nice setup in terms of the resistance levels that or where price currently is located. Where price currently is located on gold. So this is our daily resistance level. Nice. And then we can also see our support level over here on the daily time frame. So this is our support 10 resistance levels over here, right here. Can refresh this. And let me say this, when it comes to drawing support and resistance and trend lines, okay, see, we have different let me say eyes or ways of envisioning this or spotting these levels. Okay, so maybe the way I spot my various support and resistance zones may be different from the way, but at the end of the day, these are zones. No matter how you spot yours, it will be always be in the same area. You get it in the same area. So yours is to make sure you are able to get the levels on point. But right now, where we are for gold right now, you can't be looking to buy gold. Okay, so right now you always, here is it, always do at least combine 3 time frames for your analysis. Combine at least 3 time frames for your analysis, or you add another one to make 4 time frames. So you can add, let's say, H4 to see hot H4 is also hot, telling you at a particular hot time. So this is our H4, and we already know that price is within the monthly, the weekly, and the daily hot support, resistance hot area. But you see here, we can have both support and resistance levels for H4 within that zone. Within that zone. Oh, sorry, network. What the heck is going on? Sorry, this is I don't know what is wrong with my network. Kind of slow. Okay. Please, when this session, we have about 9 minutes. If we are not able to finish before the session, but you just log back in using the same link, and then we complete. You ask your question, and then we complete the session. All right. Okay, so 4 hour is, we are right now, we can see that 4 hour is in the daily, the weekly, and the monthly resistance zone. So you will not be looking, unless you are a scalper. Okay, if you are a position trader or a swing trader, you know, or a day trader, you will not be looking to be buying, you will not be looking for buying opportunity in this area for gold. Okay, you will not be, unless there is a breakout of this resistance above. When there is a breakout above the zone, then and a retest, you can buy. But if not, the only thing you should be looking out for at this zone should be what? Should be sell opportunities. It should only be what? Sell opportunities. Okay. Please, are we following? Please, if you are following, let me know. If you are getting me, let me know.
Yeah, we are getting
yes, you are following.
Well, it's you
We are
said
getting you.
you're looking out for a sell opportunity. Is it because it's at a resistance zone?
Yes, and it's not just because it is at a resistance zone. It is at a higher time frame resistance zone, like the monthly,
Okay.
the weekly, and then the daily. This even makes that zone really, really strong, because the higher time frame zones, no matter what happens, price mostly bounces back from those zones. Once price gets to those zones, it bounces back. Okay, unless there is some kind of movement, strong movement to break those zones to the outside, then you can continue to buy that particular asset above that zone. But if not, price will just consolidate, and then bounce back in a sell direction for any asset at those strong zones. Please, I hope I was able to explain your point.
Yes, sir.
All right. Please, any other question? Yes, Alexis, you raised your hand. Please ask your question.
Sorry. It was a mistake. Sorry.
All right. So please, if anybody have any question, you can ask. We have about 7 minutes. If you have any question, and please, it's not only yeah. Hello. Yeah, somebody wanted to talk.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take for instance at the monthly chart. You
Yeah.
happen to get your resistance and support.
Okay.
And then when you came down to the weekly, if it doesn't tally.
Okay, I'm listening. Yeah, you see, the thing is that
Are you going to adjust it based on the
no, you see, there are times that monthly will give you a different resistance zone, a zone far away from price. Okay, and then it will give you a weekly zone, which is also far away from what? Price, current price. But then maybe daily will be close to price. That one also you'll be looking for sell opportunity. But if daily time frame zone breaks, you know that since we are far away from the weekly and the monthly zones, you can continue to buy. But that is if the daily zone has been broken, and then retest, price are hot, come to retest and shoot back up. Then you can continue with your uptrend or buying. Are you getting my point? But if that doesn't happen, then you should only be looking for what? For sell opportunity at that zone. And that is all I'm trying to explain. And this applies to trend lines too. I didn't mention it because I know that I told you in the previous video or training session that trend lines are also hot support and hot resistance. So as we are looking for the horizontal support and resistance level, we have to be looking at what the trend line support and resistance. Okay, on the various time frames. Please, am I making sense?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
In your chart here,
Yeah.
I noticed where you highlighted some arrows and colors, like a blue color and a red color.
Yeah.
Like a shape of a triangle and a inverted triangle. I don't really get what that means. Maybe I am feeling maybe is a kind of reverse
Yeah,
movement.
those markings I did there are double bottoms and double bottom patterns that I'm trying to identify on the chart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can see the pattern there. So they are patterns I most of the time trade a lot. The double bottom and the double tops.
Okay. Yes. Now. Sorry. At that point now,
Yeah.
are you going? What you are trading it with? Are you waiting for a reversal candle or
Yes.
what are you waiting for at those points to enter your trade? Maybe if it's going up or going down.
Yes. So what I'll look at is a reversal pattern, and double top is a reversal pattern. So once there is even a rejection candle on an engulfing pattern or a harami or a piercing by a morning star, like those type of candles, if I see them, I go into my trade.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I look at that level down. That is why I was saying that most of the time, if you look at my trades, like for instance, look at this guy here, the blue section down here, you realize that this trade went way up. Okay, but then if I was to give this signal, my TP would have been here. It would have been here because I don't. People's accounts are different. Like we have different account sizes. But personally, when I'm trading, I don't use TP. I don't use SL. All I do is I throw stop my trade. That means I'll continue to move stop loss as my profit or market continues to move on. I continue to move my SL. So that's why these days, if you see on the, I said always move SL into profit. You see, no matter how small your profit is, it's better than you should allow a winning trade to return back into loss. I get to my point. So I love locking profits. I'm that type. So I make sure that if I have $1,000 account, I'll not use 0.1 to trade. No, I'll divide that, or I'll even divide it into 3, and then I'll use one part of that 3 division lot size to go into my first position. When it goes against me tomorrow, I can go into second position. That's why I said news can come and it will never blow my account because I'm not using, for instance, I said $1,000, use 0.1. I use 0.1 on $1,000 account because I know the kind of trader I am. I don't know if you guys are getting my explanation here.
Yes, we are getting it.
So since I know the way I want to trade, I try to minimize my risk as such. So instead of using stop loss as my risk, I rather do money management as my risk. So I tend to reduce my lot size, but then at the end of the day, the number of pips that I run with makes me my money.
Okay.
Please, are we okay? Any other question? But please, I hope we have understood the topic because I have finished presenting.
Sorry.
I have a question. I have a question.
Sure, please, you can ask.
Okay, you just discussed as per identifying the zones. What about time frame for entry?
Yeah, good.
How do you
Yes, I
Sorry,
have the
sorry.
same question.
Yeah. Normally when I do my analysis on monthly, weekly, and daily, I use either 4 hour or 1 hour for my entries. And if I use 4 hour for my entry, I don't wait for what we call retest. No. Because 4 hour is a whole lot of things happening within that hour. So once I get my confirmation, I go. I don't care about the drawdown. I go. But when I'm using 1 hour, that is where sometimes I wait for what retest, because 1 hour there is a lot of noise. So I wait for a retest and all those stuff before I go into my trade. Most of the time, I use what we call pending orders. So when my pending order triggers, that is when I give you guys a signal, because some people don't like pending orders because of drawdown. So me normally I use pending order, buy limit, sell limits at my zones. Please, I hope we are. I don't know if you are.